Hello, how are you, my students? I hope all of you are well. We still with Unit 6. Today we'll talk about punctuation, apostrophe, course book pages 73 and 74, and workbook page 32. The outcomes of this video are: number 1, understand the use of the apostrophe, and number 2, use apostrophe to make contractions. رح نفهم استخدامات الابوستروفي او نستخدم الابوستروفي حتى نعمل الاختصار. Contractions. What is the contractions? Contractions are when two words are combined into a shorter form. In other words, my students, contractions اختصار. Two. Here we have the long form and here we have short form, and this is the contractions. هذا هو الاختصار. انه انا الكلمة تكون عندي بختصرها بطريقة معينة. This is, it is, this is, it's. Here is the contractions. هذا هو الاختصار اللي بنحكي عنه. So this is the long form and this is the short form. It is, it's, we are, were. This is the long form and this is the short form. Okay. What do we use to make these contractions or to have the short form? We use the apostrophe. We use the apostrophe. نستخدم apostrophe. An apostrophe takes the place of the missing letter or letters. الapostrophe نستخدمها بدل الأحرف المفقودة أو اختصرناها. Look here. I will. I'll. This is the apostrophe. This is the apostrophe. And the apostrophe take place of the missing letters. This is the missing letters. W and I. So, we use the apostrophe in contractions to take place of the missing letter. تأخذ مكان الأحرف المفقودة. Maybe one letter, two letters. ممكن يكون حرف أو حرفين حسب الكلمة. So, I will, I'll. I will, I'll. Here we have the missing letters and we use the apostrophe. Look here. There is, there is, there's. Here we have the missing letter I and we use the apostrophe. And we use the apostrophe. So here, my students, we have the missing letter I and we use the apostrophe to make the short form. There is, there's. Here, my students, you notice that we make contractions not in writing. مش بس بالكتابة بنختصر، أيضا in pronunciation باللفظ. Look here. I will, I'll. I will, I'll. There is, there's. So, we make contractions in writing and in pronunciation too. نعمل بالكتابة وأيضا باللفظ. لفظها أيضا بيكون مختصر. So, I will, I'll. There is, there's. Now, my students, please listen to this video carefully.
Let's combine words and make contractions. I plus am equals I'm. I'm. I plus will equals I'll. I'll. I plus have equals I've. I've. I plus would equals I'd. I'd. You plus are equals your. Your. You plus will equals you'll. You'll. You plus have equals you've, you've. You plus would equals you'd, you'd. We plus are equals we're, we're. We plus will equals wheel, wheel. We plus have equals weave, weave. We plus would equals weed, weed. They plus are equals there, there. They plus will equals they'll, they'll. They plus have equals they've, they've. They plus would equals they'd, they'd. He plus is equals he's, he's. He plus has equals he's, he's. He plus will equals he'll, he'll. He plus would equals he'd, he'd. She plus is equals she's, she's. She plus has equals she's, she's. She plus will equals she'll, she'll. She plus would equals she'd, she'd. It plus is equals its, its. It plus has equals its, its. It plus will equals it'll, it'll. It plus would equals it'd, it'd. Awesome job!
Now, my students, open your course book, page number 73, punctuation. As we said, my students, we use the apostrophe is inserted in some words to show that there are letters missing. استخدم الapostrophe حتى إنه نعرف إنه أو نعرف إنه في أحرف مفقودة. ممكن يكون حرف أو حرفين أو أكثر. In the short form. In the short form. Look here. Here we have I can't believe that it has already been a week since I moved away from Miami. Here we have the short form can't. What is the long form? Very good. The long form is can not. Can not. So cannot is the long form. Can't is the short form. Here we have the missing letter N and we write the apostrophe. عندنا الحرف المفقود هو ال N أو حذفنا ال N and we write the apostrophe instead of the letter N. Cannot, can't. What about the second one? I'd write you a longer letter. I'd is the short form of I would. I'd is the short form of I would. And we use the apostrophe. I would, I'd. I would, I'd. As we said, my students, we also make contractions not in the writing and also in pronunciation. I'd, I would, the long form. I'd is the short form. But I've to go and eat lunch now. I've is the short form of I have. I've is the short form of I have. Here, my students, we combine the two words to have one word. نجمع الكلمتين بكلمة واحدة using the apostrophe. Using the apostrophe. Here we have the missing letters H and A. Here we have the missing letters. Two missing letters. So we use the apostrophe. حذفنا حرفين and we use the apostrophe instead of these letters. I've, I have. I've is the short form. I have is the long form. We use an apostrophe to show that a letter or some letters in a word have been left out. تظهر إن حرف أو أكثر إيش مالهم فقدناهم. We use the apostrophe. Let's go to page number 74. Page number 74. Here we have more examples. The word and the short form. The long form and the short form. In the short form we use the apostrophe. Look here. Here we have cannot. Here we have can't. We use the apostrophe in the short form. They have. Here we have they've. They've. Here, look, here we have the missing letters. The missing letters. This is the missing letters. And here, this is the missing letters. Okay? Do not, don't. Do not, don't. Where is the missing letter? Here. Letter O. I will, I'll. I will, I'll. Where are the missing letters? Here we have two letters. Two missing letters. And we use the apostrophe instead of these letters. Here we have the apostrophe. The apostrophe. This is the long form and this is the short form. Here we have another examples. Are not, aren't, are not, aren't. Where is the missing letter? Here. And we write the apostrophe. So, the long form here, I would, I'd, I would, I'd. Here we have four missing letters and we put the apostrophe. She would, she'd. Here also we have four letters, four missing letters, and we write the apostrophe instead of these letters. And the last one, I have, I've. I have, I've. The long form and the short form. And my students focus on pronunciation. ركزوا على اللفظ. Let's go to exercise A. Put the apostrophe in the correct place. Put the apostrophe in the correct place. Here in this exercise we have the long form and here we have the short form. And in the short form we have to put the apostrophe in the suitable place. بالمكان الصحيح or in the correct place. Number one. We have, we've. We have, we've. Where can you put the apostrophe? Excellent. Here. Here is the correct place for the apostrophe. Why? Because the missing letters, here we have the missing letters, and we put the apostrophe instead of these letters. Let's go to number two. They will, they'll. They will, they'll. Okay, where is the apostrophe? Where is the apostrophe? Excellent. Here we put the apostrophe here because the missing letters are two letters. Here we have two missing letters. Number 3. Was not, wasn't, was not, wasn't. Where is the apostrophe here? Excellent. Here. Instead of the missing letter O. The missing letter O. Number 4. Are not, aren't. Here also we have the apostrophe. Excellent. Instead of the letter O. Instead of the letter O. So, and the last one, could not, couldn't, could not, couldn't. The apostrophe is here. Could not, couldn't. The apostrophe is here. Instead of the letter O. Instead of the letter O. So, this is the answer of question A. Question A. Let's go to question P. Fill in the blanks with the short form of the words given in the brackets. Here, my students, this question we have the long form and we will write the short form using what? Using the apostrophe. Excellent. Using the apostrophe. Number 1, Sam and Ron said that they have booked their tickets. So, how can we write the short form of they have? Excellent. They've. And this is the correct form. They've. They have. They've. Number 2. I will meet you at 10 o'clock tomorrow. I will. The short form of I will is I'll. Very good. I'll. And we use the apostrophe instead of the missing letters. Number 3. The suitcases are not where I left them. Are not. The short form of are not is aren't. And also we use the apostrophe instead of the missing letters. Number 4. Polly said she would attend the meeting. The short form of she would is she'd. Number 5. I do not think I will reach the station before 2 o'clock. The short form of do not, don't. The short form, do not, don't. And also use the apostrophe instead of the missing letters. And the last one, number 6, Andy will be late as he could not leave from work on time. Could not, couldn't. The short form of could not, couldn't. And also use the apostrophe. For the workbook, page number 32, here we have 2 questions. Number 1 is a homework. Join the words using the apostrophe. The first 2 have been done for you. Here, my students, in this exercise, you have to combine the 2 words to have one word using the apostrophe. نختصرهم بكلمة باستخدام الapostrophe. And here we have 2 examples. Number 1, she will, shall, and has not, hasn't. And we use the apostrophe instead of the missing letters. Please, my students, complete the exercise and put the apostrophe in the suitable place. ننتبه لمكان الصحيح للapostrophe. For exercise P, fill in the blanks with the short form of the words given in the brackets. The first one has been done for you. We still with the apostrophe writing the short form of the long form of the 2 words. Exercise number 1. It is it's the long form. It is the short form it's, and we use the apostrophe instead of the missing letters. It's so sunny here. What is the number 2? Please do not step on the grass. Do not step on the grass. Don't, excellent, don't, and we use the apostrophe instead of the missing letters. Don't. Number 3. It is cloudy outside. You will need the umbrella. The short form of you will is you'll. You'll. And here we have the apostrophe. Here we have the apostrophe. Number 4. We have got all the books here. Can you answer me, my students? What is the short form of we have? Excellent. We've. We've. And we use the apostrophe. Number 5. These are not his socks. Are not is the short or is the long form. What is the short form? Very good. Aren't. And this is the apostrophe. Aren't. Number 6. Who is knocking on the door? The short form of who is whose. Whose. So the long form who is. The short form whose. And here we have the apostrophe. Number 7. They are not going tomorrow. The short form of they are is their. Their. The last one, number 8, we must not touch hot surfaces. The short form of must not is mustn't. Mustn't. And this is the apostrophe. So, my students, these are the answers of exercise P. And again, you have to do this exercise A, alone, to write the short form of the long form of the words using the apostrophe. نكتب اختصار الكلمات أو الكلمتين الموجودات باستخدام الapostrophe. And thank you a lot for listening.